Federer gives title number 101 another try, while Isner looks to defend his Miami title. Roger Federer, photo by Chrysaline Cayo, copyright at Sport Vision. A month ago in Dubai, Federer lifted his 100th winner's trophy above his head. 2 weeks ago in Indian Wells, he was just a few games away from number 101, but was outplayed in the end of that final by Dominic Thiem. Now in a tournament, where he's looked sharper with every passing round, he'll face an opponent most players don't enjoy playing against. 2018 was the best year of John Isner's career. While he started last year by only winning 2 of his first 8 matches, everything changed in Miami 1 year ago. That was the biggest title of his career, a run that included victories over 3 of the top 5 seeds. Later in the year, he advanced to his second major semifinal, where he went down in defeat in the longest semifinal of all time. This year he slowly built a momentum on the North American hard courts, and advanced to this final without dropping a set. I have backed up other tournaments before after winning them the previous year, but nothing of this magnitude. Isner said about reaching the final. To be back in the finals is a good accomplishment for me. Roger Federer, 4 vs. John Isner 7-7, 6-7 to 6, 7-5, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6. Those are the scores of Isner's matches in this tournament. He's played 9 tiebreakers, and prevailed in each one of them. We'll likely see more tiebreakers on Sunday. In their 7 previous matches, they've played 8 tie-breaks, with Roger winning 5 of them. As Chris Fowler of ESPN highlighted, Isner has never broken Federer's serve on a hard court. I'm just finding myself pretty calm in those situations. The reigning Miami Open champion commented about his success in tiebreakers. Maybe it's a little bit mental. I'm definitely playing my best tennis when I have been in that situation this week, there is no doubt. Federer is 5-2 overall against Isner. John did win the last time they played on tour, at the 2015 Paris indoors. Isner's other victory came in a Davis Cup match on clay in Switzerland. This is their 4th meeting on an American hard court, and Isner is yet to defeat Federer in the US. Those stats do not count their actual last meeting, at last September's team event, the Laver Cup. That was also played on a US hard court, with Federer saving match points and pulling out the win in a 10-point tiebreak. While the Laver Cup is not an officially recognized event, the result is certainly legitimate, as both players were obviously giving their all. I know what to expect, that he will not miss many serves. He's got an amazing serve. One of the best in the game, forever. It's really hard to play against him, Federer said during his on-court interview with ESPN on Friday. Of course this match will likely come down to just a few pivotal points where a break or a mini break is up for grabs, and that gives Isner a legitimate chance. Federer will feel less pressure to hold his serve than Isner, knowing his previous inability to break Roger. That being said, Federer has struggled to convert break points in a few recent cases, most notably against Tsitsipas in Australia and Thiem in Indian Wells. If that trend continues here, that's big trouble for Roger in a match where break points will be so limited. All things considered, I give Federer the slight edge to win his 4th Miami Open title. 6 facts to know about the final embed from Getty Images. This is the oldest combined final in the history of the men's tournament. Federer is 37 years old and Isner is 33. Federer has a 15-1 win-loss record against American players in the final of tournaments. His only loss was to Andre Agassi at the 2002 Miami Open. Isner has already won 9 tiebreaks in the tournament so far in what is a career best for him. Federer could become the first player on the ATP Tour to win a second title in 2019. The first 19 tournaments have all been won by different players. Isner is bidding to become the 4th person in history to defend a title in Miami. following in the footsteps of Pete Sampras, Novak Djokovic, Agassi and Federer. Federer will be playing in his 50th Masters 1000 final and will be bidding to claim his 28th title. Regardless of the outcome, he will remain third on the all-time list for most trophies won at that level. Rafael Nadal leads with 33 titles, followed by Djokovic with 32. The full head-to-head record, Federer leads 5-2. Two of the WTA's most well-liked players and reserved characters will fight it out for the biggest title of their careers. Karolina Pliskova, at @Pliskova, Twitter, by Matthew Merolf. In 2016, Karolina Pliskova advanced to the U.S. Open final. One summer later, after consistent results over the next year, she briefly held the #1 ranking. Since that time, she's failed to take her career to the next level, or reach another major final. But now with Renee Stubbs and Conchita Martinez in her corner, her play has steadily improved over the past 6 months. With a win today, she would move back up to #2 in the world. Ashley Barty, at BT Sport, Twitter. In 2014, Ash Barty decided to walk away from the tennis world at the age of 18 despite already achieving success as a doubles player. She spent the next year as a professional cricket player in her native Australia. Barty returned to tennis in 2016, but immediate results did not come as she battled injury. But by 2017, she found herself ranked inside the top 20 in singles. Then earlier this year, she reached her first major quarterfinal. Now she'll debut in the top 10 with her run to the final in Miami. Karolina Pliskova, 5 vs. Ash Barty, 12. They've split 4 previous meetings, 2 of which were on hard courts. 18 months ago in Wuhan, Barty prevailed 7-6 in the third. In last year's U.S. Open round of 16, Pliskova won in straight sets. Karolina will look to control the rallies with her power, while Barty will look to use her variety to give Pliskova different looks and move her around the court. Considering neither of them exactly crave the spotlight, X's and O's may not be as important as who better handles the moment. In a match of this magnitude, where their previous matches have been tight, experience on a big stage such as this will be crucial. The definitive edge for Pliskova, who played in the U.S. Open final in this same country a few years ago. I look her the life the winner's trophy on Saturday. Other notable matches on day 13, Bob and Mike Bryan, at Usta, Twitter, defending champions Bob Bryan and Mike Bryan, 3, going for their 118th career title as a team, versus Wesley Koolhof and Stefanos Tsitsipas. Denis Shapovalov is hoping to learn from playing his idol Roger Federer after exiting the Miami Open. Denis Shapovalov, at SportsCenter, Twitter. Denis Shapovalov is hoping to learn from the enjoyable experience of playing Roger Federer after exiting the Miami Open. It was a special moment for the Canadian last night after playing his idol Roger Federer in the semi-finals of the Miami Open last night. The moment is something Shapovalov will never forget, but the result is something he will want to forget in a hurry after losing 6-2, 6-4 in convincing fashion. After a poor first set, the Canadian played better in the second set before Federer survived the storm to reach the final in Miami once again. After the match, Shapovalov described the experience as enjoyable, and is looking to learn from the occasion. Yeah, definitely, it's always tough to lose, but yeah, it's definitely enjoyable to be out there with your idol on the court, Shapovalov said in his press conference. I was just trying to play as good as I can, and, you know, he did a good job today. He played an excellent match. I wasn't able to kind of stay at his level. So, you know, I'm just going to try to learn from this and move forward. Despite the result last night, reaching his first Masters 1000 semi-final is something to be proud of, and after an inconsistent 18 months, the Canadian finally put his game together this week. The 19-year-old also acknowledged that he wasn't playing at his 100% best, but credited the 20-time Grand Slam champion for causing that. Honestly, I don't think I was able to play at 100% at my level today, but, you know, that's why he's so good. Shapovalov explained. "You know, he didn't let me kind of get into my groove and get into my game. That's just, you know, it shows how experienced and how good he is." Next up for Shapovalov is the clay court season, which is something that could favor the Canadian, as he suggested in his press conference. "Honestly, yeah, it's kind of a good part of the season for me. I think I have proven myself on the dirt. See that I can play on it and beat good players on it." The first tournament of Shapovalov's clay court season is the Monte Carlo Rolex Masters, which starts on the 15th of April. John Isner is aiming for a second consecutive Miami Open after beating Felix Auger-Aliassime. John Isner, at ATP_Tour, Twitter. John Isner continues his winning streak in tiebreaks after beating Felix Auger-Aliassime 7-6, 3-7, 6-4, to reach back-to-back finals in Miami. The defending champion is 9-0 in tiebreaks this week after beating 18-year-old qualifier Felix Auger-Aliassime to reach a second consecutive final in Miami. In a topsy-turvy match, Auger-Aliassime served for both sets, but his inexperience proved costly as Isner battled back to seal the win. As a result, Isner will look to successfully defend his title on Sunday when he faces either Roger Federer or Denis Shapovalov. It was uncharted territory for the talented Canadian as he was competing in his first-ever Masters 1000 semi-final. However, that didn't seem to faze him early on as he produced some comfortable holds of serve early on. Not only was the 18-year-old serving well, he was constructing some good shots on return as he looked to take his opportunities on the Isner serve when they arrived. After saving 3 breakpoints with 3 aces in the 5th game, Isner was unable to hold for much longer as he was remarkably broken to love. Advantage to the Canadian. However, in tennis you can't buy experience, and that was costing Auger-Aliassime in the latter stages of the first set as 3 double faults meant that he was broken back. Unlike Auger-Aliassime, the American had plenty of experience and knew that he couldn't waste his opportunity. After forcing a tiebreak, Isner played some hammering forehands and great volleys to take the tiebreak 7-3. It was a lesson for Felix, but one he needed to learn from quickly if he wanted to reach the final in Miami. Both men were working hard at the start of the second set to try and protect their serve as the start seemed crucial. One trait for Auger-Aliassime that we've been used to seeing in the past few weeks is his ability to never give up, and that was evident when he once again broke for a 4-2 lead. But it was another moment of hesitation and nerves for the youngster as he once again failed to close out the set to hand Isner the break back. It was a great tournament for Felix, but he was simply outdone by nerves and inexperience as Isner took another tiebreak to seal his place in the Miami final for a second year in a row. Despite the result, Auger-Aliassime will climb to 33 in the world and can look forward to making more statements on his preferred surface, clay. On the other hand, Isner will now aim to successfully defend his Miami title when he faces Roger Federer or Denis Shapovalov on Sunday.